This day in Oakland, it was quite windy and wet, so I wound up being something of a drowned rat by the time I got to the actual terminal. Normal Southwest procedures applied. Of course, everyone has to be masked at all times in the airport and on the airplanes. And then they ask you to sip and cover when you're actually eating or drinking. But other than that, it's fairly normal. It is more normal on this flight than it has been on the flights that I've taken recently. For example, the beverage service has almost reverted to how it was pre-pandemic. If you recall, if you saw any of my more recent flights on Southwest, they were doing a ordering by numbers system, and you would basically hold up the finger that corresponded to the number of what you wanted. It was Coke was 1, I think Diet Coke was 2. I have them listed in the previous flights if you're interested. Now they're actually just coming and taking your order, which is a nice change. The only difference is that while they have, I believe they had beer and wine, but they did not have spirits. And so that hasn't gone back to normal, but pretty much everything else has. And so it's nice to see them actually doing service the way they were, or close to the way they were before the pandemic again. Sort of feels like we're getting a little bit back to normal. So it had been raining for some time before I even arrived at the airport. It had been raining most of the evening before. And when we actually take off, the streams of water coming off the airplane are really something to see. At first I was like, well, are you going to be able to see clearly through the windows? But I think it's not too bad, really, considering. Not as though we have a whole lot of choice, so we're kind of making do here. But we got off the ground, we fly off to Long Beach, and it was a little bumpy because of the weather, but not bad really. I mean, that tends to be a somewhat bumpy route anyway, especially flying down the coast, but it really wasn't too bad. As we were flying over this part of the ocean, and you could see all of the container ships anchored out waiting to get into the port of Long Beach, one of the passengers remarks, "Oh, there's my Christmas present." I thought that was pretty funny.